Tron, a putrid relic from Twitch's dark past, outliving its usefulness, if you could even argue that she ever had any usefulness to begin with. Listen, if Pokimane is the most gassed up mid in the history of ever, then Tron would never be considered mid, even if you poured all of that gas on that goddamn board that she is. Okay? It's not looking good. We have Dumb, and Dumber, and Tron outshines Dumber in this case. It is insane, okay? All of these people are gonna get what they deserve. That's the only good part about this. And hopefully then we can also again forget that she even exists.
Tron is attempting a baked defense in the lawsuit involving copyright infringement, which has been filed by Ethan Klein of H3H3. So we're going to get into that today and why that will absolutely not work, no matter how high she was, and explain a little bit about copyright law. Of course, this is a legal mindset we teach you to be.
Only the dumbest of idiots think that, oh, I did not know is an excuse for breaking laws. That is not an excuse. It never works. In fact, did you know in some countries you have laws where if you're drunk driving and you hit someone, you're gonna get a bigger sentence than if you were not drunk, if you were accident and it was your negligence, because it's not an excuse. Like, my God.
Your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney living in Asia. This is a fast facts premiere, a quick and dirty version to get out to you with the latest news. And of course, I am still on vacation. I'm in a different location.
Quick and dirty is probably the only way Tron sees any action.
This time, there's no mosquito net or ghost, if you want to say, over the bed. This time, we just have a nice bathroom door. But anyways, I'm still wanting to talk to you about this because this is something absolutely crazy. And sometimes when I see things that are really, really ridiculous, when I see things that are just legally, they blow my mind. How someone can do this and just sabotage themselves in such idiocy. I have to cover it. And once again, I don't have
half the people on Twitch just literally exist to sabotage themselves, okay? And by the way, the idea that Twitch is gonna lose to Kick, are you kidding me? If on Twitch you're complaining about people, oh, the rules are not administered fairly. I don't know what the rules are, but they're not administered fairly. Bro, people on Kick get put into jail for killing people. What do you goddamn mean? It's Kick. Listen, Twitch is a horrible shithole, but Kick is definitely not taking over anything from them. Okay, Kick is full of fucking view botting. Okay. The number one thing that everyone does on Kick is view bot off their ass, okay? 99.999% of their viewership is bots. Now, Twitch has 98% bot viewership, but hey, it's at least a little bit better.
A dog in this fight in terms of the parties. I don't care for Ethan Klein or the Hassan Orbiters. I'm focused on the objective law and especially educating people on the objective law involved in this case. So first of all, let's get to Tron's baked defense. Now, this is something that she came up with after she deleted, and that's a very important point. It appears she has deleted her past videos. So here she goes with an explanation that she is trying to give after it appears.
How dumb do you need to be to delete a video? Her defense is probably, well, I'm not sued yet, so I can delete whatever. You know you're gonna get sued, so you deleting evidence when you know you're gonna get sued is illegal. How dumb do you need to be? You can't even get that high to be that dumb. You need to be born like that. And you know what? I'm not sure what the law is on government benefits, but if she went and took an IQ test, I don't think you can take those government benefits away. You know what I'm saying?
She has deleted her reaction video to the Ethan Klein content nuke.
Just because I didn't react to his stupid video, he had to make up that I did and put a video of me smoking weed over his stupid video to get attention.
Wait, she's just lying?
Sorry, I don't give a fuck about your video. Like,
wait. So she's just trying to pretend it never happened? That's insane.
I don't know. I don't recall reacting to it.
Bruh.
I don't believe that I reacted to it.
Bruh.
I do not remember. I don't know. I may have been under the influence, but I do not recall reacting to it.
Bro, she's probably looking at the chat and being like, "Oh, please say poggers, please say poggies." Oh, someone said poggers. Oh, I'm safe now. Oh my god, these people. Okay, listen. Voting should not be a God-given right. Okay.
So that's once again. I want let's just play. Let's just play the important point here.
Like, I don't know. I don't recall reacting to it.
So whether or not you recall reacting to it, being the defense here, saying, I don't recall, I don't know, I may have been under the influence, I may have been baked, I may have been high. Does that work? Well,
No.
of course, I've got a nice PowerPoint to explain to you guys that, because of course that's what I do here at Legal Minds. So we educate and we entertain. So we're going to get into copyright law, and can she raise that as a defense? Well, it turns out absolutely not in this case. So copyright focuses on the act of copying and distributing work. So the focus with copyright is, did she copy or distribute work without permission, without consent, without being authorized to do so? And copyright is strict liability, which means mental state is irrelevant. You can do it, you can do it in any mental state, and it doesn't matter. It's strict liability. Did you or did you not do it? So that's one thing. Now, when it comes to damages, like once you've been found liable for this, yes, then there could be a certain amount of maliciousness that factors in there. And certainly the judge might consider that when looking at the damages portion. However, for whether or not you did it, that's strict liability. Hey, did you do it or did you not do it? You did it. Whether or not you were high and did it, or drunk and did it, or forgot that you did it because you were too tired, whatever else, that is not an excuse. And once again, it seems like they're
being so stupid. If this worked, then it would work for everything else. Oh, I accidentally killed the dude. It is what it is. Oh, come on. You need to be so stupid and disingenuous to even attempt to use this as defense.
they're confusing copyright, which is civil in nature, with criminal law in general. Criminal law in general tends to look more at mental state, although there are crimes that don't involve mental state. And this comes up because we see the defenders bringing up entrapment, something I've thoroughly debunked already on this channel. Entrapment,
Oh, yeah.
something only
That's funny.
applies in the criminal context to police, law enforcement. It absolutely has no relevance here. Same thing with
Entrapment is when someone goats you into doing a law. And if that person was not there to facilitate you breaking the law, you would have never broken the law in that case. This exists because police used to use this as like, hey, want to buy some dope? Want to buy some this and that? And it's like, the law would have never been broken if they were not there in the first place. They are forcefully manipulating people into breaking the law. That's entrapment. So this is not that.
I was high, intoxication, forgetting. It's not a defense, and she can't raise that and say, hey, I didn't know, I was high.
God, KC Tron. I wish he streams the law case because this is going to be hilarious. KC Tron is probably going to be big brain enough to decide, you know what? I don't need a lawyer. Yeah, I got the Google AI summary of am I innocent or not, and it said I am. I'm set. I'm ready, bro. Again, we're talking about people of the dumbest of dumb.
But beyond that, she may be getting herself in huge trouble with spoliation of evidence. That's something, maybe it's a new word for you guys, but spoliation of evidence is intentional or negligent, which means you're doing it willfully or you're doing it recklessly without thinking. It's destruction, alteration, or hiding of any evidence that is relevant to a legal proceeding. And once a person knows that a lawsuit has been filed, they know there's something pending against them, there is a duty attached, a duty engages to preserve the evidence and not destroy it, alter it, or hide it. And if you mess up with this, if you're found guilty of evidence spoliation,
the only people who can do it are the people in Congress and running the country, okay? They can do this. There's nothing wrong with that. A little bit of auto pen here and there. It's fine. Potato.
of evidence. There can be sanctions. There can be fines. They can have your court pleading struck, or you could have a default judgment. So Casey Tron, in picking up this defense. It appears has not only not had a defense, because this defense is not going to work, but beyond that, she may have gotten herself in trouble by potential evidence spoliation, by essentially deleting the evidence. If she's gone out and said, oh no, I'm going to try to hide this video, I'm going to try to private this video, I'm going to try to get rid of this video, now you've dug yourself in deeper, Casey Tron. And this is the point where people need to, during lawsuits, shut up and talk to their lawyer. And the problem with
Yeah, this is insane. She's so stupid. She doesn't even understand the most basic thing of how about you just don't speak about things that are, you don't know anything about and not dig yourself a bigger hole. And she's like, no, I'm gonna take it one step further. I'm gonna pretend none of this happened.
most content creators is they don't know how to shut up. They don't know how to just be quiet, not talk, stay off the internet, stop responding, and just let your lawyer take care of it. And that applies for a lot of the folks in this, which are continuing to comment, post on social media, rant in their chats about this lawsuit, when really they should be shutting up. They should be real quiet and saying, hey, look, can I talk to my lawyer? Can I get out of this? Because there is potential for them to fight this. There are arguments they can make. However, their lawyers are going to be put on the back foot the more they do things like this, the more Casey Tron, Denims, and Frogan.
Oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure this lawsuit can end like one of them is guilty or two of them are guilty and one of them is not. They don't all need to be necessarily guilty or innocent.
And decide to run their
I guess at least
mouths and talk about this and make up stuff and make comments on this, the more it's going to put them on the back foot. But content creators cannot help themselves. They feel they have to say something. Social media, they have to get on
No, they don't feel like the KC Tron is just super stupid.
Their platforms. And I would not be surprised if others have issues with this. Another area where there may be issues is involving the Reddit thread, right? The H3 Snark Reddit thread. As another lawyer mentioned, they may be subject to discovery insofar as they might have been working with Denims, Frogan, Casey Tron.
If they are, by the way, I talked about it. If they are, that's bad, because that's collusion to literally try and kind of steal, because that was the intent of that shit. But if they aren't, that literally means nothing, okay? So, this is going to be interesting. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, who honestly knows?
And there may have been communications between them. If there are, that could be subject to discovery, which means you have to turn over all emails, text messages, etc. And if they've been deleting messages, if they've been going in and looking at their contacts between Reddit and between these content creators, and they've been deleting, hiding, or otherwise trying to maneuver them or change them, that could also bring penalties down on them as well. And I think a lot of the people involved in this just don't know anything about the legal process. They have not engaged an attorney, and they're
Most people have not engaged an attorney. That's like kind of the big thing here. But anyway, KC Tron just go, dude. I don't know about the rest of them, but KC Tron at the bare minimum has completely dug her own damn grave. Deserved 100%. Trash to trash. It is what it was. Anyway, that was Legal Mindset 10 out of 10. Bye.